going on?
Why do you look so good?
What? I look good?
Excuse me.
You know.
Oh.
I'm shooting a YouTube video.
Oh man, I thought you were going on a date or something finally. It's been a decade for you, man.
How are you gonna call me out like that?
Do you hide like your man or your husband like in the closet or something? Like just like keep it secret?
Listen, bro, I could not keep my man a secret because that man will be carrying my groceries and he will be filling up my gas.
No, but like seriously though, like not even like any sneaky situation.
I'm not lying to you guys. I'm not hiding anything. There's nothing. It just hasn't worked out, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
It is kind of tragic.
It's tragic.
It is kind of tragic. Like I feel like, you know, we have to like launch like a GoFundMe for you. You know, Tanvir needs a man in 2025. Okay, not needs a man, but find a man in 2025. How about that?
If you make some money off of that GoFundMe, just give it to me because I need to move out.
Yeah.
Okay, real talk. I completely understand what it feels like to be single for long periods of time and have people say things even as a joke, make some comments. Maybe your parents are saying something because you're getting older, and that leads you to start thinking and wondering in your brain why you are single for so long. I've been single for 2.5 years, and it's not because I can't find someone. It's because I'm finally clear on who I am, what I want, and how I want to be loved, and I refuse to settle for anything less than that. I refuse to allow anything into my space that's gonna mess up my flow or make me dim myself or make me feel like I need to be a different person. I don't agree with the whole you can't mess up my peace situation, because I feel like when you enter a healthy relationship, you will get triggered in ways you haven't been triggered before, and that will mess up your peace, you know? So I'm okay. I'm looking forward to that part of my journey, but as long as I feel like I can be myself and I like the person when they are themselves, that's what I'm looking for. And I'm looking for alignment in a lot of different ways, and I'm letting God take that, because who am I? Who am I to be like, this is the guy, this is the guy, this is the guy, you know what I mean? I'm gonna just let God speak to me, speak to him. We're just gonna let it go, you know? Yeah, it can be really difficult to like start wondering what you're doing wrong, or if you're doing wrong, if you're doing something wrong. Should you be dating? Should you not be dating? Should you be less picky? Should you not be picky? All that stuff. And I've been through that whole journey. And you know what? You just have to go through it. If you feel like you're closed off and you want to start dating again, go. If you feel like you've been dating enough and you need to focus on yourself and just really build your life, do that. No one knows what the right answer is for you. But what I will say is there's nothing wrong with the time it takes for you to reconnect with yourself, to work on yourself, to build your life, to find someone, to not find someone. The time has nothing to do with it. And I really hope you don't let the time pressure you into just picking anyone. I hope you don't let the fear of being alone make you just pick someone just to fill a void, because you have everything you need to feel whole. And I think I've learned that from the women in my life that are in their relationships, their divine unions. I refuse to settle for anything less than that, but I also feel like they are an individual person themselves. They have their own lives, they have their own desires, they have their own way of doing things, and I really admire that. I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned in my time alone is I need to know who I am by myself before I can even add another person to the equation. Because if this is unclear, adding this is just gonna be like confusion, you know? And you can start to enmesh and become one soul and one body, and no, there's no one soul. We are separate souls. Okay, we are on our own journeys, and we're just on our journeys like side by side for now. Okay, and I finally come to learn that. I never thought I would say that. I was such a Bollywood movie romantic person, you know? And now I'm like, we want the romance, we want the lovely gestures, we want all of that, but we want it in a healthy manner. So if that's you, don't worry, we're in this together. I'm gonna share some of the things that I've done in my time alone as I have navigated these waters. And again, like I said, it's not like I haven't spoken to guys or I haven't gone on any dates or entertained potential prospect, but I always made my intention very clear that I'm looking for something long-term and I'm not looking for short-term, and this is what I want now. Because I've made that clear and then I've seen that their actions are not reflecting that, that made it really easy to be single. I also don't find any joy or validation in just like flirting with anyone anymore. I don't even know how to flirt. actually, I think. I don't know, maybe I do. It's been a while. But as I sit here today, I'm feeling very grateful for all the time to focus on myself, all the energy to focus on myself, all the liberties that I have to live life as an individual, my own individuality, which is such a blessing because there's women in my lineage, in my family, in the past generations that never had the privilege to even be their own person. So I really want to bask and take in that experience by myself before worrying about a guy, you know? So let me share some of the things that I've done to get here. Number one is I did not reach out to a guy out of boredom or loneliness, okay? If I felt bored, if I felt lonely, I just felt it. I just sat with it, I felt it, I let myself feel it. I didn't go and try and do something about it. It wasn't like, oh, I'm bored, I'll just go on a date, let me download Hinge and I'll just go on a date. That goes against my morals because I don't want to spend time with someone on my end when it's not genuine. And I don't want someone to do that with me. I don't want someone to come spend time with me just because they're bored or just because they're lonely. I don't want to fill anybody else's void either. So I made a clear intention to not do that. I can't say every day of the last 2.5 years has been super exciting and fulfilling. It hasn't, right? That's just not how life goes. But I've stuck to my integrity and my morals, and what it has done, it's weeded out the not so fun experiences with men. So don't give in to the boredom and loneliness. It's okay to feel that. It's a thing that will pass. So because of that, I have 2 lists, and that's my tip number 2, is make these 2 separate lists. One, make a list of very important things that you need to be doing, so your to-do list, and then make another list of things that you want to do for enjoyment, for pleasure, entertainment, trying something out, trying a new hobby. This is so that when you get bored or you are lonely, you're gonna pick something from these things. That could be rest, okay? You could pick rest, you could pick a movie, you could pick a picnic, you could pick a hike, you could pick editing, you could pick going to work, you could pick meal prepping, going to the gym, going on a walk, organizing your closet, donating clothes, volunteering somewhere. Like, there's so much to actually do in life. I think part of the reason that I was feeling like I was lonely or bored is because I was kind of avoiding some of the work that I needed to be doing that was really important and really hard and overwhelming. So I started to look at myself and get honest with myself, which brings me to my 3rd point, is you have to be super radically honest with yourself about who you are, what you're doing, what you're consciously doing, what you want. You want to get clear on what you need to work on, what you're avoiding, what you're afraid of. Face your fears, face your wounds. I'm healing from an anxious attachment. That's helped me learn more about myself and how I relate and connect to people and relationships, and that's helped me work on my reactions and my experience in life. It's actually helped me love people better and not feel separate from other people. So getting honest about yourself and what you want, and, you know, looking at yourself. Are you the partner that you want to be? Do you have the capacity to have a person in your life right now? Are you able to support another person while you support yourself? So just get honest over here. And then you can get honest about what you actually want. I feel like for the longest time, I was just holding back on what I actually wanted because it made me feel like I was being too picky, or that I wasn't gonna find this perfect person, or that my standards are too high. And I understand what people mean when they say like you have to compromise and no one is perfect. I agree with that. But I think you have to be clear on what your non-negotiables are, and then you can have a list of things that you want that you are willing to kind of like compromise or teeter-totter on that aren't so important to you. But also get clear on the details of what this person might feel like, what talking to them feels like, what kind of conversations do you guys have, what do you talk about, what do you dream about, what do you want to do with this person. Just details, just really details about what it is that you want to feel and experience with this person. So getting super clear and super honest about yourself and what you want will help you figure out what experiences you should indulge in life and which ones you shouldn't. Right? It can save you a lot of time, effort, healing. It helps you build your discernment about what you want to do and what you want to say yes to and give your energy to. I think the last thing that I would say just ties everything in. I think it's totally okay to want partnership. I want a partner in life. I want to experience that and have someone to share life with. But I think the biggest change that I've made in my journey is instead of waiting for this person, I'm building my life as I find my way to this person and this person finds their way to me. There's a way to wait where you can do nothing with your time, with your life, and it doesn't feel so good. But if you are still giving yourself the experiences you want in life, you're excited about things, you have things to look forward to, you're accomplishing your goals, you're working on yourself, you're keeping yourself healthy, you're keeping yourself happy, you are deepening your relationship with yourself, you're experiencing intimacy with yourself and other relationships in your life, you feel joyful, you feel loved, you feel at peace, you feel connected. For me, it's important to feel connected to myself and Source and God. When I feel connected to God, I have full faith and trust that I'm being guided in the right direction and everything is happening in divine timing. I may not like the timing all the time, but I keep coming back to that reassurance that life is good and I'm proud of myself and I'm inspired by myself. So I'm not waiting here with my hands like in my lap, like, okay, waiting for someone to come save me and make my life better. No, I did do that for a long time. I'm waiting to meet the person as I live my life, as I experience what life has to offer me. I think you could watch this video and be in a season of waiting and not living, and that's okay, because you have seasons and you have different chapters. Hopefully this is a wake-up call. Hopefully this helps you reevaluate what you're doing and give yourself what you deserve. You could be watching this and be like, yeah, I'm right there with you, girl. You know, I'm also living and building and doing all the things that I want to do, but I still want a partner. So it's not to feel bad about what you have done up until now. This video, anything I share is more so about like checking in with yourself and seeing where you're at, what you're doing, and what you want to change, because you absolutely have the power to change your life. You absolutely have the power to change the trajectory of your life and what is happening for you. You can call things in. You can start to be excited about other things. You can do things that excite you tomorrow. You can do it. You can just decide and start to move in the direction that you want to be moving in. And it doesn't have to be a whole thing about what you did in the past. You can just let that go. All that matters is right now, what you're feeling right now and what you want to do right now. So I would invite you to explore that and get excited about your next step in life and your next step in the day even. Forget life. Just take life 15 minutes at a time and just know you're not alone in this journey. Just know that it's okay to trust your divine timing, to trust your path and the unfolding of your life, because no one is gonna know whether that's right or wrong. You're not doing anything wrong, but if there are things you could be doing to make your life easier and to let more love in, I highly encourage you figure those things out and go for it, because we do deserve that love. We deserve to feel really excited and we deserve to feel grateful every single day. And I find that gratitude in the smallest things, in just even being able to share this and being able to have a space to connect with people on these topics, you know? So that feels incredible already without a person in my life. And I just want that for other people as well, because I know what it feels like to not feel it. That's it, you know? Let me know if you guys can even relate to this. Sometimes, I know YouTube is a hard platform to build on, but I'm asking for, I guess, reassurance even, you know? Make sure to subscribe, okay, so you don't miss this. Subscribe to stay tuned, and always open to topics you guys would like to hear about. But until then, I will talk to you guys soon. One love. Peace.